Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Umbra Rays, and today we are coming at you with some more JP news, and not necessarily the good kind of JP news, because yesterday I made the video basically covering the JP news about, CG Laswell, and CG Laswell was pretty much what we expected, and taking a look at his kit, it's even more expected. The only good news that I really have coming at you in this video is that I finally decided what I'm going to call the new CG Laswell, because obviously we have CG Laswell already. What are we going to call this one? How about Chair Laswell? In the app version, there is actually the artwork for this new Laswell, and funnily enough, Laswell actually has a chair. So, yeah, we had Chair Rain, now we're going to have Chair Laswell. So, I guess that was pretty easy, but that is not what we're here to talk about today. Yesterday I left an asterisk, or a big question mark, about the news because they had not said on the live stream, probably because they didn't want backlash, which, fair enough, I understand. People don't want to be yelled at, especially the messengers, which, the messengers on live streams are pretty much who we yell at and throw down votes at and be really, cruel to, even though it's probably, well, who are we kidding? It's totally an executive decision. But today the news came in-app that it should be no surprise at this point that the new Laswell will be a Summon Festival unit as well. For those of you who don't know, Summon Festivals are, up rate, smaller rainbow pool, or up rates on getting rainbows, smaller, more limited size rainbow pool, although it's still, I think, about 80 in size or 90 in size, so it's, smaller. Oh yeah, it is 91 rainbows already, so it cuts some of the old rainbows out of it, but 91 is still a pretty big summon pool. It does give a slightly better chance to get the specific character that is on an uprate, but that's not really why I'm here to talk about this. My real problem is that now we're up to 2 summon festivals per month. And I think a big indication of where the game is going is a lot of the talk of just free units. The new 4-star and the new 3-star free units that you can get in by just doing the event for the story event. And there's been talk that they are going to be redoing raid events as well. And the problem with redoing raid events means that raid events are probably going to come with free units. And if they are coming with free units, then obviously that raids are going to be moving very closely towards Summon Festival. The other thing is that we know that there are a ton of story-based characters. We already know that Blue Mage Fina will be coming into the month of May, and she will definitely be another Summon Festival character. There's no doubt in my mind. So it seems like everything is now becoming a Summon Festival. Alum is really, really shitty about this, and they've been really shitty about this in the past too, but it's just becoming more clear that they don't know how to do this. They do not know how to do something special. Originally step-up banners were kind of special before step-up banners became the norm. There is not a banner anymore that does not come with a step-up banner. And now it seems like there will not be a banner anymore that doesn't come with a Summon Festival. Summon Festivals are, in a lot of other games, special times. They are, incredibly powerful characters, like I think of Dragalia Lost, where Dragalia Lost puts out a Summon Festival banner once very rarely, and by doing that, it makes a certain moment of hype, where people have saved up resources and everything, but already Alum is just throwing Summon Festivals for everything, and it is just becoming the fact where I think that, we're going to have to consider that everything new is no longer going to have a normal banner. Everything is, from now on, is just going to be a Summon Festival, which, yeah, they have upgrades, they have smaller rainbow pools, you can still use tickets on them, those are all good things, but not being able to UOC is a point of frustration in a gacha game with shitty rates. 5% is still a particularly bad rate, and that is, from asking around a lot of people, not just my opinion. Obviously, you get lucky, but this is a game where we see characters we like, characters that we want. It goes a long way to not just have powerful characters, but characters you actually enjoy using. If you're just in the game for a power creep, well, you're probably spending money on this game, because this game without, really feeling the power in this game is spending a lot of money, getting a lot of equipment, and having access to everything, building powerful characters. That is what you essentially need to be able to do that. So, it's like, really, this is putting a big frustration, I feel like, on a lot of the player base, and the way I can relate to it is, my own feelings on it. The idea that, I just wanted to save 20 UOCs so I could get CG Ishtola when she came out, or, CG Zidane. There are a lot of characters that I really wanted to put on my team because they're, some of my favorite characters in the Final Fantasy universe, but now everything is just a summon festival. And this might be the price that we need to pay to get free units, but the problem that I have here that I've thought about recently is that free units are not necessarily a good thing either. Take the new 4-star and the new 3-star from the story event, Sister as well as Skulltio. For one thing, for people who come into the game later, they can't get these characters super easy, and they are a 4-star and a 3-star, so that's not super important. But the other thing to remember here is that Skulltio and Sisters, their TMRs are, potentially not repeatable. They are not able to be gotten anymore. JP might have found a way to make unstackable TMRs. And by doing that, and they can do that by essentially only ever releasing one copy of this character, over a long period of time, until this event repeats, and story event repeats are pretty rare. This also raises a big question of, are we going to see more story event repeats in the future? Because, characters like this are essentially uncollectible unless the story event repeats. Are we going to see multiple story events at a single time? There's a lot of question marks I have about this news. It's not just the fact that, it's pretty obvious. I'm not even interested in talking about CG Laswell's kit, because CG Laswell's kit is just DPS, triple cast unlock, blah, blah, blah. It's the same shit we've been seeing in DPS for a long time now, and I'm sure he will be an incredibly powerful attacker. But he's really uninteresting as opposed to what is going on in the game. Step-up banners became regular very quickly, but it feels like summon festivals are starting to become much more fast. Like, whatever, I kind of theorize that, this is one of those things that you need to give permission to these people for. In other words, Dark Fina's CG Summon Festival banner came out, people spent money on it, and that was the green light for Alum, and now they are in full fucking production when it comes to it. There is both positives and negatives to this. The smaller rainbow pool is something that we've kind of been asking for, upgrades. I guess this is technically an effective 5% rainbow rate, although it feels worse than just having, a permanent 5% rate. Just put it out there. It's pretty much there anyway. And you've pretty much said that old rainbows just aren't valuable anymore, so why not? But yeah, the other point to this is being able to get free units just for playing the game. The question is, are those free units good enough to clear a lot of content that has come out? I don't know. I haven't seen anyone who's done the Chaos fight yet with Garland, although that would be kind of interesting to see if that's, really easy or really difficult. I have a feeling it would probably be on the side of being more difficult. But Garland was a little bit easier, so maybe this is another sign that, some content can come down in difficulty. There's a lot of things to just keep a watch on, JP and global players. There is a lot to consider here. There is a certain easing of content, as we saw with Chaos. There are free units coming to the game. There is essentially an effective 5% rainbow rate at this point. But, how shitty can they make this? Are we just going to start seeing double rainbow summon festival banners, which kind of defeat the point, and just continually push it? Obviously, Alum is trying to find ways to make more money and there's always somebody in the comments who's like, well, Alum's the company, they're allowed to make money. Yeah, I know. I've, acknowledged that so many times in the past that it's not even worth acknowledging anymore, because it should just be pretty standard knowledge. But I think at the end here, it's a question of how frustrating you're going to make it for the rest of people, and whether or not the game is just going to stagnate, much like and drive away a lot of mid-level to lower players, just because it is becoming less enjoyable to the idea that, well, I saved up, why can I not just get the character I really want? And if Alan's just going to introduce a summon festival UOC at some point, why even bother? Why, other than just putting us on the consumer treadmill, which always to me feels bad. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this at all. I'm more concerned now just because we're starting to see summon festivals become very regular, and that is worrying. But yeah, that is all that I really wanted to talk about. I think that summon festivals are just going to become basically the normal thing right now, because Alum is pretty bad about hiding their intentions. And this is just what you should get used to for the future, guys. And that kind of sucks, but chances are we'll just make a full circle at some point and come around to the point where, guess what? There's some kind of UOC for the Summon Festival. It's just, I kind of wish they would have just told us that from the beginning. But communication, as proven through the live streams, is not Alum's forte and never will be at this point. So that's all for now. I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. And global news, got to talk about that next. See ya.